Hello, welcome to my channel, A Book Forest. My name is Kim, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Warbreaker by Sanderson. I read this a few months ago, and I didn't do a review until now, and even now I am doing a rapid review because I don't have that much to say about it. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Objectively, it's a good book. I just don't know why. I've heard that a lot of people love this book, and it's one of their favorites by Sanderson, and it's not my case. I would not rank this as my favorite, not at all. I think it's better than Elantris, which is the other main standalone of his early years. Objectively, it's better than Elantris, but I think I preferred Elantris personally. I think, the main story revolves around 3 main characters. There's 2 sisters. They are young girls, and they have different, they're daughters of a king, and they have different paths planned out for them. One of them is supposed to marry the God King, who is the God King of another city, and he's like the head of a big religion. And those girls are not part of that religion. They're from another branch of a similar, I think they have the same roots, those religions, but they're not, they don't have the same faith. So in the city, the religion is all around colors. It's around taking breath, the gods take breath from other people, and those breaths make them see all the colors very vibrantly, and they also give them powers. And the people who give their breath, they're kind of reduced in their soul, basically. They can't see color around him. Everything is dreary and gray, and they have no energy. So that's one of them. And then the religion the 2 girls are part of in the other kingdom is it's completely the opposite. They're against taking the breath of others, and they try to not show any colors. They are dressed in gray and browns, and they don't have colors around in the cities. Even bright flowers are not around. So that's very different. So the girl who's supposed to marry the God King is kind of going into enemy territory, and she's going into a place where everything is against what she believes in. So the girl who's marrying the God King is very rigid. She follows all the rules. She's very tight-laced and very obedient, knowledgeable. And the other girl is very, very free-spirited. She doesn't follow rules much. She likes colors. She kind of seeks them out. And what happens at the beginning of this book is that their destinies are reversed. The father of those girls just makes a snap judgments and send the free-spirited girl to the city to marry the God King. And the other girl is left without a purpose. She doesn't know what she's supposed to do anymore because she was kind of molded for that role her entire life. So that's the crisis moment for both of them, and how are they going to handle it? Is it going to be the making of or the breaking of them? That's kind of part of the story. There is a sweet love story in this book. I enjoyed it. It's sweet, a bit innocent, so lovely. I wouldn't say it's my favorite love story of all time, but it was cute. I did not super enjoy one of the main characters in there, one of the girls. She's just so annoying to me. And she does have a character arc that's interesting in this book, but I don't know if I think the part of the reason I did not love this book so much is because of that character. Her name is Vivenna. I just couldn't get attached to her, so that's mainly the problem. Also, the bad guys they're interesting. I don't know. I think I saw the plot twist coming. I usually don't. I let myself be guided by the author. I don't try to guess all the plot twists, but I kind of did without even trying. I don't know that they're that easy to see coming. I'm not sure, but for some reason I wasn't surprised when things happened. That's okay. That's not gonna stop me from enjoying a book. The interesting part, like the third main character, is called Light Song, and he's one of the gods in the court of gods in this city. And the god king is the head of everyone. He's the one marrying the girl, Siri. But the other gods are like, they very interestingly, it's a person who would die in a heroic action, and then goes, like, that's what the religion believes, like the person dies and they they die and they decide, like, when they see what's the fate of the world, they decide, oh, I'm gonna go back and do this, like, this is my mission when I go back. And they come back to life, but in a totally different body. Like, they come back to life and then they have no memories of who they were. Nobody's allowed to tell them who they were, and they're like strong and beautiful, and they need breath, like they need to take the breath of someone every day or so to stay alive. And once they decide, okay, that's the purpose that I'm supposed to do, they give their breath and then they die again. So our Light Song is like, why would I ever do that? I have the perfect life. I'm doing nothing. I get served. I can eat. I'm just idle. So that's, I'm not going to give my breath. Like, why should I do that? And he doesn't really know it, but he's bored. And he's not stimulated, but he's always like quipping. He's always making jokes, and everyone is like, likes him, but they all like want him to take part in the politics around him. But he's having none of that, and he's just basically laughing at them and making jokes. And I thought he was funny, in a non-funny way, like Brandon Sanderson humor. It's dad jokes. He's a dad joker. Puns and, always interpreting words a different way, twisting it around. And it's cringy a bit, and it's kind of, oh, you did that joke. Oh, so cute. So I like it. It's sweet. The politics, there's politics around this. Like, there's the city where the girls come from, which has the king, the original family tree, like the kingdom. They were exiled from the city. And there was like the court of gods and all the priests surrounding them. The priests are very interesting as well. They're ostentatiously humble. Like, we're religious and humble, but they're kind of not. They're the boss. They're the boss around there. Like, the gods have a function, but they don't have a choice. They can't even go out, like, of the court, and they have to do certain tasks every day, and they don't have a choice. Like, they're not free. They're just figureheads. And the God King is a revered but very feared figure. He has more breaths, and the more breaths you have, the more powerful you are. And he has like more than 10,000, and he's just so powerful. So everyone says, like, don't look at him, don't talk to him, don't even breathe in his direction, or he might kill you, because he's gonna be displeased. Very scary. And that poor girl is going to marry him, so that's interesting in that way. We see what happens with that. So there's different factions, and they all have different goals, and some of them you don't even know they exist, or you don't know who's good or who's bad. So that's very interesting. And there's also a guy with a talking sword. Like, he's a guy who can take breaths, and he does magic with it, so he's very expert at that. Like, there's a few people like that around. And the talking sword is extremely creepy and bloodthirsty. It's lovely. One of my favorite parts of this book was the sword. It's so imaginative, so original, and quite creepy. So I enjoyed that part. So essentially, that's how it's set up. And what is Vivenna gonna do now that she doesn't have a purpose? Like, she's trying to get her identity back, like, or another identity. And Ciri is sent to the wolves essentially, and she hasn't been prepared at all. She's not, she wasn't raised for that role. So how is she gonna cope with that? So very interesting. And Lightsong, what a doofus! But he's, I enjoyed him. Like he grew on me. So yeah, I would say you have, if you want to read all the Cosmere, don't skip Warbreaker. There's stuff in that book that does surface back up in other books. I'm not gonna say which or when. So definitely read this, and let me know if you enjoyed this more than I did. I think mainly it's I didn't think it was as well crafted as some of his other books, and it was better than Elantris, but the setting I think was less interesting to me. The city itself, I just didn't, wasn't compelling for me. So thank you very much for watching this review. Let me know if you thought of this book or if you want to read it in the future, and see you next time.